Howdy. My name is John, and this video is my wrap-up for February 2022. The first book I finished was Eclectic Nightmares, spoken word poetry by a fellow booktuber, Jeremy Fee. Jeremy's been a big supporter of my channel, and I thought I'd go ahead and read this book, even though poetry's not really my thing. And given the fact that poetry's not really kind of what I enjoy reading, that does reflect my rating of this book as well as my enjoyment of this book. There is some clever wordplay in this, and I do appreciate that. But overall, this is not the book for me. So I wound up giving it 3 stars. If you enjoy poetry, I'd encourage you to check it out. Or if Jeremy's been a big supporter of your channel as well, I do encourage you to pick it up and give it a try. The next book I finished is Honors Reserved by Michael Ronn. This is a buddy read with Beth Ann Bruninga Sokolar, and it's part of a Black AuthorTube read-along that she is co-hosting with Margaret Pinard. There is a plan for a wrap-up for the whole readathon that is scheduled for March 15th at 7:30 p.m. and I'm pretty sure this will be on Margaret's channel. So if you're interested in that, keep a lookout. The story of this book essentially is a space version of the U.S. Coast Guard, which I think to be an interesting idea. My biggest problem with this book is it gets the science wrong and it gets the military wrong. And the author does freely admit this in the notes on the book. And if you don't know any better, it's not really going to affect your enjoyment of the book. Here again, the author does actually tell a good story. I did enjoy reading this book. It moves at a good pace. I actually think it illustrates the rule that sometimes you just got to ignore the rules and write a good story. And that's what Ronn did in this book. I gave it 4 stars, and I do want to pick up other works by this author. The next book I finished was Fractal Mode by Piers. This is the second book in his Mode series. This book is Anthony at his best. The world building I really found to be good. He tells the story in a good pace. I really enjoyed this novel, and I gave it 5 stars. The next book I finished was Inventing Freedom, How the English-Speaking Peoples Made the Modern World by Daniel Hannan. Now, I bet some people are willing to assume that because of the subtitle of the book that this book is racist. And the author does go to great lengths to show that he is not, or that the premise of the book is not. The author does include India and South Africa within the groups of people that he's talking about. Basically, this book details the history of England with a particular view of how England is unique and how the traditions that England adopted early in its history led to an appreciation of freedom that is kind of normal in the English-speaking world, but is abnormal in the rest of the world. One of the things that the author highlights is English common law. I am a little familiar with English common law because I did take a business law course back many years ago. So this book, in essence, is a political history with England and the United States especially in mind. He does spend a few pages on India, and I wish he would have expanded that section a little bit more and maybe expanded the section on South Africa a little bit more. He does talk about both, but only very briefly. This book was published in 2013, 4 years before the Brexit vote. The introduction actually gives a pretty good explanation of why Brexit happened. If this is a subject that interests you, I would suggest reading this. I gave this book 4 stars. The last book I finished this month is The Stars Like Dust by Isaac Asimov. This is the first book in his Galactic Empire series. I really did enjoy this book. It's well written. Um, a great example from this book is it does actually take the time to kind of explain the difficulties of interstellar travel. So whereas this book gets the science right, I did have some minor issues with this book, and because of those issues, I did wind up giving it 4 stars. But if you're interested in an Asimov read-through, I do highly recommend this book. Overall, it was a really good reading month for me. I hope you've had the same. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.